Hey everybody, good Monday to you. It's HBCU Game Day. Tolly Carr along with Vaughn Wilson. A lot of big football here. We're almost halfway. We're getting close to like halfway of the football season. But every fall, you have to be on the lookout for tropical storms and hurricanes. It is that time of the year. And we do have Hurricane Ian, which is out there brewing. Looks like it's going to make landfall in Florida. It's going to impact potentially the football weekend. Vaughn Wilson, you are a Floridian, so whenever you hear hurricane, tropical storm, your ears perk up because Florida is always at risk. What's the latest? As of right now, you and I are talking. It's Monday morning. Hurricane Ian, what can you tell us?
Well, Hurricane Ian has officially become a hurricane. As of late Sunday night, it was a tropical storm, but early this morning, sustained winds peaked over 75 miles per hour, deeming it a Category 1 hurricane. Right now, it's right outside of the Cayman Islands, heading to cross Cuba. In Florida, it's supposed to touch around Central Florida. The models show it may touch the Tampa area. The problem with Tampa is it's a very low-lying area. There's a low shelf there, which means the depth of the water doesn't go out. It doesn't go down really quick. It's kind of flat, which makes the storm surge very impactful for Tampa. So we got to keep an eye on that. And also the storm is expected to slow down over Tampa, so it could get really drenched and wet there in Hillsborough County. After that, the storm is predicted to bounce back out into the Gulf of Mexico with that warm water and go through what's called rapid intensification, which is an acceleration of 35 miles an hour within a 24-hour period. And it's going to do that a couple of times, expected to get up to 130, 140 miles per hour sustained winds out in the Gulf of Mexico. And from there, it is going to start heading north. A lot of models have the center. There are a lot of models, European model, this model, that model, NOAA. The center of all of those models comes pretty much straight across Tallahassee. So we're on high alert here in Tallahassee. Of course, we here at HBCU Game Day are concerned about people, but we are also a sports network. So Bethune-Cookman, as of 12 o'clock today, will be closed for the duration of the week. FAMU has had 2 meetings on yesterday with another meeting today at 2 o'clock. We expect to hear from Dr. Robinson the plans for Florida A&M, who is supposed to host Mississippi Valley State Delta Devils Saturday in Bragg Stadium. We are waiting to hear back from Edward Waters. They were supposed to play this weekend as well as Albany State will be meeting today. There are some other games on a slate that could be affected by this. We have the South Carolina State is supposed to play South Carolina. That is also in the cone that is displayed on all the news services. Of course, Miles versus Albany State, Benedict versus Fort Valley. Morehouse was supposed to be at Edward Waters, and Kentucky State at Savannah State. All of these games are within the cone, projected cone path of Ian. So we're going to have to keep an eye on it. We want all the fans to make sure to keep an eye on it. One of the worst things you can do during a hurricane is try to travel. So we want to make sure everybody starts getting prepared, getting your batteries, getting your water. I talked to a parent this morning. She has a track athlete at Bethune-Cookman, and she's satisfied that they are doing the necessary things to make sure that those athletes are safe. FAMU president, Dr. Larry Robinson, has a great reputation for protecting the kids. When Hurricane Michael hit, I think it was 4 years ago, he transformed the band room into an amazing shelter. And that wasn't just for the kids on campus. It was for the kids who stayed off campus who had lost power. So the university has its own power source, so it doesn't lose power. So they brought kids from off campus, even some of their family members, fed them, entertained them with movies and that sort of thing. So right now, life is the most important thing. We love football, but it's not life. So we want to make sure that all of our viewers and all of our friends at every HBCU across the country make sure that they take the proper measures to be safe.
Yeah, that is the most important thing. Football is, of course, secondary, but again, with us being a sports outlet, a lot of big games, even in the SIAC, Division II doesn't always get the proper light shined on it, but, that Fort Valley State, Benedict game, those are two undefeated teams going against one another at 4-0. Albany State has dealt with hurricanes before. It was just a couple of years ago. They had their whole press box was blown out and flooded, and they really had to kind of make do with how they handle practice each week. So they've dealt with that. Big game for them against Miles. That's a big rivalry matchup this weekend. You think about that, but as you say, Vaughn, the impact on human life is definitely the most important thing. So we are wishing people the best as we deal with Hurricane Ian. Vaughn, you have an article that's up at hbcugameday.com. We will keep people up to date on our website and social media, so make sure you follow us there. But Vaughn, as we kind of touched on, schools in Florida, South Georgia, Mississippi, Texas, that whole SWAC footprint and a lot of that SIAC, kind of accustomed to this. They've been through it before.
Yep, absolutely, Tolly. And one thing I just want to point out, just being a lifelong resident of Florida and actually researching hurricanes for some news outlets before, the biggest loss of life in hurricanes come after the hurricane is passed. It doesn't happen. The hurricane doesn't come and blow over people and kill people. It's flooding, storm surge. Do not drive your car through what you think is a little puddle. Those kind of things cause loss of life. Using generators inside, do not bring your generator inside. Make sure it's outside. Carbon monoxide deaths are high after hurricanes. And finally, electrocution. Make sure you get a licensed electrician. We can't prevent the storm. The weather is what it is. But actually, the most deaths can be avoided by just using common sense. So don't be a statistic. Be safe and use common sense.
Yeah, I know we always kind of want to get back to life as normal as quickly as possible, and we don't have a lot of patience, but patience will take you a long way dealing with the aftermath of a big storm that has the potential to impact Florida and surrounding areas. We hope all the models are wrong, and we hope that it doesn't turn out to be. But you have to be prepared. You can't. Hope is good, but you gotta follow the science and what you see on this.
And actually, Tolly, over the last few years, that science has been very, very accurate. So you actually should listen to it. The computer models, I hate to say it, but that European model normally starts out one way and stays there. Other models kind of gravitate to it. That European model is very, very accurate. So if you had to choose just one, my advice would be is the European model predicted Hurricane Michael's path, its destruction, its capabilities, just about exactly as it happened. So just make sure you keep an eye on the news and follow the instructions. President Biden, as well as Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, have declared a state of emergency for Florida. So now trucks are staging materials throughout the state so that they don't have to travel far to get them to people, if and when major disaster strikes.
All right, he's Vaughn Wilson. He's been on top of it. Make sure you follow Vaughn and HBCU Game Day all week long, as we'll tell you the impact on HBCUs in the footprint of Hurricane Ian and its projected path. Vaughn, thank you so much. We'll catch up with you later this week. Appreciate all your work here.
All right, thank you.